guys, how's it going? It's Matt from FidelityGamingTV, and welcome back to an all-new Seis connected franchise mode here on Madden 15 on the PS4. Last time we left off, AJ Seis made his debut for the Miami Dolphins, played the preseason, and finished it in the second episode. And we were wondering if he was going to get cut or not. Well, the good news is he's not going to be cut. The bad news is that he's still fourth string, so pretty much he's just going to get punt returns and kick returns. That's about it. And before we go ahead and jump into the season here, Ryan Tannehill says, I think it's pretty simple, really. If we play like that, we'll keep winning once the season starts. And that is referring to the preseason the Dolphins had. I believe they went 3-0-1, if I am not mistaken. Looking pretty good. Here's their schedule. Take a look at it. Patriots, Bills, Chiefs, Raiders. Then the bye week, Packers, Bears, Jaguars, Chargers, Lions, Bills, Broncos, Jets, Ravens, Patriots, Vikings, and then Jets to close it out once again in Week 17. So here we go in week number 1 here at Sun Life Stadium in Miami, Florida. Seis, obviously fourth stringer, not going to do too much here. Hopefully he'll get into a couple plays later on in the game, but for the most part, he's just going to be returning punts and kickoffs and stuff like that. So it's going to be a little boring at first, but I think that's why I made it so that he's not an instant starter. I really wanted to make sure that he had that opportunity to build himself and work his way up to the top instead of just starting at the top. So here we go in this one, still tied, nothing. They're going to go ahead and punt the ball back as we force the turnover here in the first quarter. Seis returns a kick. Let's see what he can do. He gets around a couple of defenders, and he is finally taken down at the 40-yard line. Not a bad return there for AJ Seis, looking just to give his team good field position whenever he can. And here comes Ryan Tannehill. No more Matt Moore, thank God. But Ryan Tannehill is here. He can be known to be a bit inconsistent, but hopefully he can lead us to some victories here. Unfortunately, we could not score. We give the Patriots the ball back in the first quarter, and they make no mistake, score on that one. So they're on top here on this one, and they're leading now 7-0. Right after that touchdown, Seis trying to return the kick. Let's see what he can do. He'll cut to the left, and he's got some room. He's around some tackles, and he is finally brought down at the 40-yard line. So a very nice return there for Seis, giving his team very good field position, and that is exactly what he wants to do. And here he goes in the field, trying to get the ball here. He'll call for the pass, and Tannehill just barely misses on that one. That was a risky one. Unfortunately, we couldn't get our first career catch here. Trying with another slant route here. We're going for another pass, and basically the identical to the last pass. Just so close, but again, so close to being intercepted as well. So we'll get 7 on the board after that drive. Unfortunately, New England's going to come right back here in the second quarter, put up another touchdown, and they're up by a touchdown once again. 14-7 here, and they will go ahead and kick it off to us after they score. Let's see what Seis can do here. Looking to get some better field position. He will try to get around tackle here. He gets that tackle broken, and that is going to be a very good kick return as he gets just to about the 40-yard line once again. And that was a close one there as he kind of breaks that tackle and gets around the crowd of people in front of him. So he gets his team good field position. They'll get 3 points out of it. Only down by 4 now, and that's just a poor pass right there from Ryan Tannehill. I just feel like, when we're out on the field and we call for a pass, I just really want to catch it. But there's been 3 passes that have been all dropped. So a little bit on Tannehill's part, a little bit on our part. And right here, as we're trying to get open here in the third quarter, Tannehill's going to scramble for the first down. Risky play here by him, but he'll get the job done as AJ Seis is trying to get open. Tannehill just takes things into his own hands and just dives right in between those 2 players for the first down. So still down by 4 here in the third quarter. We're on the field trying to get open here, and that was a close one as almost out of bounds, but we'll make the catch here at the 6, actually no, they're at the 6-yard line. We got the touchdown, so it was 17-14, except we'll get the ball right back to the Patriots and I'll score a field goal. So it is all tied up at 17 apiece. However, in the end, we'll score another touchdown. The Dolphins come back from behind and win the game 24-17. A very, very impressive win, getting the Patriots. The Patriots are a very good team. However, we beat them in the preseason and now in the regular season. So we start off the season 1-0 with a 24-17 victory over the Patriots. So here we go in week number 2 against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. Thank God it is not snowing like it is in real life here. Otherwise, it would be unplayable. Some cool unis being worn by the Buffalo Bills. We'll see how they can perform here. You will see a lot of familiar names if you follow the Toronto Huskies franchise, as it is the same franchise, pretty much same coach, Doug Marrone, CJ Spiller, EJ Manuel, the whole crew. and the only difference is they're in Buffalo and not Toronto. So here we go in this one. It's going to be Marquise Goodwin returning the kick, not AJ Seis, as they won the coin toss. And as always, Brandon Fields here to return, or I should say kick the football so that they can return it. And early on in the game here, just about a minute in, Buffalo is going to get a touchdown. Not what we want to hear. Our defense has to be better, allowing a touchdown on the opening drive. So right after they score, they're up 7-0, kind of a short kick here. See what we can do. And we will cut to the right and try to break some tackles. We'll finally get taken down at the 25-yard line. So not the best kick, but at least we got past the 20, as it was a bit of a soft kick. So we'll score on that drive. However, they're going to come back and score on their next drive. So that is just pretty much a waste of a touchdown. They're still up by a touchdown. 14-7. They're kicking it off once again to AJ Unosei. So let's see what he can do here. Trying to run it. He'll start from about the 10, and he'll get all the way over to the 30-yard line. So not a bad return there. More like the 15 where he started from. So a solid 15 yards there. And they finally get stopped, and they stop the Bills on their drive. So he's going to get the punt here just before the 50. Try to fight for some yards, and he'll get to the 43. But that's about it. I know it's a bit boring right now, just a lot of kick returns and everything, but it's just something we got to deal with here as a fourth string wide receiver. Buffalo, after we score here, or actually, score and then get a field goal, will get a touchdown, and then right here they will get a field goal. So now it is 24-17 Buffalo, just like the Patriots game. However, we are on the short side of the stick here in the field now with some plays in the third quarter. I guess we get most of our time playing here in the third, towards the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. So trying to make the most of it here, trying to get our first career catch. Tannehill is not looking very good here as he loses about 6 yards here, and we're going to have to turn the ball over. We tied the game up here with a touchdown. However, Buffalo is going to come right back and take the lead with a 3-point field goal and eventually a touchdown, and they're up by 10. Last seconds here of the game, go for the Hail Mary, doesn't matter much, and we cannot catch it, and they almost intercepted it. But in the end here, we're going to lose to the Buffalo Bills, 34-24 by 10. We put up 24 points, you gotta try to have a good chance to win at least. However, Ryan Tannehill and the offense couldn't do much more, and the defense wasn't looking very good today for the Miami Dolphins. So the final score in this one, 34-24. The Dolphins will go to 1-1 on the season. The Bills are 2-0, I believe. And we will go ahead here and move on to week number 3. And folks, here we go in this one. It's a bit of a circus. We're going to play a game today. How many touchdowns can the Kansas City Chiefs score? Featuring, yes, the one and only Miami Dolphins. Ryan Tannehill here for the Dolphins at quarterback position. And, of course, Alex Smith at the quarterback position for the Kansas City Chiefs. Jamal Charles ready to return the kick, and here we go, folks. How many touchdowns can the Kansas City Chiefs get? Well, here we go. After a couple of plays, they will go ahead and get their first one. One touchdown on the day for the Kansas City Chiefs. Not long after, yep, another touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs. It is not looking too good here for the Dolphins as they are down 14-0 and now 21-0. Third touchdown of the day for the Chiefs, and the next play, yep, you guessed it, another touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs. It is now 28-0 Chiefs. It's beginning to get crazy, but wait, they're not done here. Yeah, another touchdown for the Kansas City Chiefs. 5 touchdowns on the day, not all by Alex Smith, but 5 touchdowns for the Chiefs. That's a lot. They're going to keep going. 6 touchdowns for the Kansas City Chiefs. They have to be done there. They have to be. I mean, what more can they do? Oh, wait. Yeah, they just scored another touchdown. 7 touchdowns in this game for the Kansas City Chiefs. Absolutely murder the Miami Dolphins. Hey, we got 1 point, or we got 1 touchdown out of it. 1 score. 52-7, the final score. That is insane. The simulation was not very good to us. Basically, the whole game, we were just returning kicks and watching the Chiefs score a boatload of touchdowns. 52-7, 21 points in the first quarter, then 14, then 7. It was the route, folks, and the Dolphins are glad to get out of that one. So, pretty crazy last game there. 7 touchdowns from the Kansas City Chiefs. It looked good in the first game after we beat the Patriots, but after that, the defense isn't looking too good for the Dolphins as they are 1-2. Next episode, we will kick off week number 4 against the Oakland Raiders in Oakland. Actually, it's going to be in London, I believe. I believe this is the London game. and both teams are 1-2. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, make sure to subscribe, check out our videos, and as always, peace.